Hi everyone, welcome to this week's Karma Cards. So this week we're going to do something a little different. We're going to do my crystal divination for 2023. And instead of doing the Karma Cards, I'm going to have you choose a card that has a resonant crystal for you in 2023. So I have 4 cards that my team has dropped for me today that are the most vibrationally aligned crystals for the year 2023. And right now, what I'd love for you to do is tune in with your mind and choose for yourself 1, 2, 3, or 4. So again, tune into that beautiful intuition of yours and feel into what number feels the most resonant. 1, 2, 3, or 4. All right, so now that you have intuited your card, let me show you the 4 crystals that are the most resonant for the year 2023. If you chose card number 1, you chose Halite. Look at this beauty. And here's an actual piece of halite. I happen to have one, so you can take a look at that. It's got this really cool structure. They can be white and even pinkish, and they kind of have a almost slightly cubic shape to some of the crystals that form. You can kind of see it better here on the card as well. Halite is considered a master cleanser. So what we know is we've got some more clearing, and the halite is here to assist you in doing that. So halite can help draw out impurities from your physical, energetic, and soul bodies. It can dissolve old patterns, negative thoughts, and toxic emotions. The beautiful thing about halite is it can stimulate the meridian points in your body, helping to open up the channels and allow things to flow. And I think halite's actually part of the gypsum family, or it's got a relationship to salt. It's considered a salt type crystal, so it does dissolve easily in water. So unless you want it in water and dissolving, which you should check that out. I can't quite remember if it's safe to bathe with halite or not. So always check before you do something like that, because some crystals can be toxic. I don't think it is, but I need to double check that, and I'd love for you to double check it too. Just know that if it gets wet, it can start dissolving over time. So it's a crystal you want to keep in dry places. The soul journey for halite, if you're choosing halite, the soul journey you're on is a soul cleansing and soul discernment journey at this point in time. So if you have selected number 1, halite, as your crystal, what you can know is that it's time to do a clear out in your life. And this means physical spaces as well as mental and emotional spaces. It's a good time to practice anything that allows for cleansing and clearing. So any kind of gentle detoxification, things from like Epsom salt baths or foot pads or drinking more water or drinking like a gentle tea, anything that you feel intuitively called to do to help gently cleanse your body. Because remember, even with detox, you can go overboard and it can go from a gentle healing to a pretty turbulent healing cycle. So be careful with that. But consider how your physical spaces connect to your mental and emotional spaces. What halite wants you to know is that subtle energetic issues may be affecting you on many different levels, and it's important to continue to clear as you go through situations. And this can be anything from going through a stressful experience to being in other environments where you are unconsciously picking up other frequencies or energies. And halite wants you to be aware that, every once in a while you should be doing some kind of purification on yourself, or perhaps it's time to do a deeper purification. If purification is something like spiritual hygiene is something that you already practice, then it's time to take it a step further, or to have a regular practice that you do to help keep your aura and energy fields clear. Whenever you feel yourself out of step with what you recognize as your own frequency, anytime you feel like odd within yourself, is a good time to check in and practice a quick aura cleansing. And to do that, you can just imagine yourself standing inside a bubble of energy. You can hold a piece of halite if you have one, or you can just simply look at a piece of howlite, visualize it, pick up on its energy, and imagine that within that bubble, holding that crystal or imagining that crystal around you, you can see energy coming off the crystal and cleansing the bubble from inside. So imagine it cleansing everything in front of you, above your head, behind you, to the left and the right, and below your feet, so that the entire bubble is clear. And once you can visualize a completely clear bubble, then you've just done a little bit of spiritual hygiene or a cleansing work, and that will help you feel more in alignment with your natural vibration. So howlite is safe to bathe with because it's basically rock salt. It's a salt. It's a type of crystal that we are intimately connected with and are near all the time. But again, has a very high vibrational essence, even though it's connected to the earthly realms. And it's particularly good for your earth star, root, sacral, and solar plexus chakras, as those are the chakras that connect you to the physical plane. All right, if you chose card number 2, your crystal for the year 2023 is flint. Now, I actually don't have a piece of flint that I can show you, but it's a very powerful earth crystal, and it's known for its portal powers. Flint is excellent for stabilizing your energies and cutting through to the core of issues. It's great for clearing blockages and loosening ties. It can open up portals to other worlds or hidden aspects of yourself. This is another earthy crystal, which seems to be a theme so far. Let's see if it keeps going. It's another earthy crystal, and it's especially good at working with your earth star chakra, which is the one that's under your feet. It's just right a couple inches under your feet in the earth, and your root chakra. So what Flint wants you to know is that you are a person of profound inner depths, and don't be afraid to dig deeper into yourself to find the hidden treasures. It can help you connect with your ancestors and help to cut the ties of any generational trauma that might be carried within your ancestral line. Also, if you're choosing this stone, you might have an affinity for travel, and Flint wants you to know it would make a great travel companion. The message of this stone is to remind you to strengthen your boundaries and cut through to the core of any issue that you may be facing at this time. It also reminds you that you might need to do some soul retrieval work. And if you want to hear more about soul retrieval work, I strongly encourage you to listen to the Modern Mystic Soul podcast, episode 1, as I do talk about that in more detail. But basically, what it's alluding to is there might be soul fragments that are still needing to be collected, and by doing the inner shadow work, you will find those pieces, and Flint can help you on that journey. It's also asking you to review your life so far and see if you're stuck in any certain parts of your life. Like if you find yourself reliving memories over and over again, that could be an area where you need to do some deeper soul retrieval work. Or let's say you had a negative relationship and you find that you're still carrying it with you or worried you're going to repeat it. Flint can help you finally cut the cords of that energetic pattern so that you can move on. It also reminds you to keep your energetic boundaries clear and yourself grounded to the planet. So it's going to help you stay grounded, but it's going to remind you that strong energetic boundaries are important, and that if we're not using those boundaries, we're basically staying open to anything to come in. So if you feel like you've got negative entities or funky vibrations being sent your way, remember to create your energetic boundaries. State what you will and will not accept in energy. And Flint can help you do that and hold those boundaries. If you chose card number 3, you chose Amethyst, one of my faves. Amethyst is known for inner peace. It is an exceptionally high frequency crystal, and it works especially well on your third eye and crown chakras. Amethyst is here to help you develop unshakable inner peace. Amethyst is a naturally powerful purifier, protector, and tranquilizer. It's very good for calming and quieting the minds and any emotional extremes. I think it's sometimes even referred to as like a sobriety stone because it's known for clearing the mind. It sort of clears out all those excess thoughts and just creates super clarity within the mind. It's really great to sleep with as well. Amethyst would like to remind you to learn to practice balancing your energy and avoid overindulgence or even addictive behaviors or patterns. It reminds you to do things like balance work and play, restful time and active time. Basically, it's asking you to correct any extreme behavior and come back into balance. Using amethyst can help you get to the core of any addictive patterns or compulsive behaviors so that you can understand how they got to that extreme and find the balance within. Amethyst's message for you is to ask you to release self-defeating patterns. It also reminds you not to be so dependent on the external world, but remember that you create with your mind, and having a clear mind is a key to great creation. Amethyst reminds us that it's important to maintain our integrity, so thought, word, and deed come all into alignment, and that is the key for that harmonious balance that we seek within. So the tranquility we seek within, as well as the success we'll experience in the world. So here's some amethyst, and its final message to you is to let go of any cravings to create inner freedom and well-being. And if you chose card number 4, you chose Moldavite. Super cool. And I have a little piece of Moldavite right here. Moldavite is a tricky stone to find. There are a lot of fake Moldavites out there, and there's a lot of people you can look on YouTube to learn about what's real or fake Moldavite. A channel I would recommend is Hibiscus Moon. She talks of all things crystals, and she's got the down low about real and fake Moldavite. Moldavite represents metamorphosis. Moldavite is actually not of this earth. It was created when a giant meteor slammed into Earth over 11 million years ago. So we're talking about a really cool extraterrestrial stone. And what it does is it focuses the power of the cosmos and directs it to Mother Earth. The frequency of Moldavite is both earthly and high vibrational because of its dual nature of being from the cosmos but merging with the earth, and it works on all chakra centers, including the highest. This stone particularly calls to starseed individuals or anyone who recognizes that they're a child of the stars. Because of that remembering of coming from somewhere else, even if you don't remember where you're from, it's more like a heart feeling that you're not quite home. Moldavite can help you anchor and feel more grounded because it's got a frequency match to the greater area in which you come from. So it can help you feel more comfortable and at home on Earth during your stay, because the energy here is naturally heavier than what you're used to. It also reminds you that part of your journey here on Earth is to make contact with that divine inner home. It doesn't mean you have to know the name of the place or anything like that, but rather to honor the feeling of maybe being here but not of here and connecting to that inner knowing. In doing so, you'll gain greater awareness of your divine origins. Doing so, you might have to release some beliefs that you have in order to feel that connection. So if you're receiving this card and information like starseed or wanderer or just being off planet feels odd to you, that's maybe not something that you've heard before, this crystal will help invite you to open up your mind to that possibility. Because truly, much of what we think we know here is things that we've been taught or have been shared, but that doesn't necessarily give us all the information. It's really hard to know what is true sometimes because of the lack of evidence that we have. And so part of the journey is just simply opening your mind up to, I don't know what I don't know, and being okay with that, not needing to have the answer to everything. And I think that's just generally true of a spiritual growth journey, is opening up our mind that I don't know what I don't know, and that you don't have to have all the answers. Moldavite is an excellent crystal in helping you do so. Moldavite wants you to know you're on a spiritual transformation journey, and it's time to lift your mind up and out of the mundane, so the everyday. It's time to consider what bigger mission you may be on, if that hasn't been the thought in your mind already. And if it is, then Moldavite's confirming that that's exactly what you're supposed to be focusing on at this time. You're in the midst of a very dramatic transformation, as we all are during this epic sort of big finale moment that keeps closing in as we inch closer and closer to the big event, the ascension event. So now's the time to really consider what your divine soul purpose is. Why did you come here to experience such a different vibration? What gifts might you be bringing here to help all in this great transformation? And the final message from Moldavite is to remember that you are more than a physical body, because you are more than physical matter. And when you remember that, you create harmony at all levels, which creates well-being for you. I hope you enjoyed this special reading for crystals for 2023. Now, of course, one of these crystals is particularly calling for you, but all of them can be used to your benefit within this year. So what do we know about 2023 so far? Well, we know that it's a universal 7 year. So healing and contemplation and physical body is going to be major themes of this year, because the physical body, or the temple, resonates with the number 7. It's also a number that represents the mind, right? So 7 is a mental energy, it's a physical energy, and a spiritual energy. It's a very special number, but it activates all these parts. So the mind, body, spirit really comes into focus during the year 2023. So we're looking at harmonizing and balance. And just to give a recap of the themes, we've got purification coming up. So detoxing any negative vibrations from your body is still a theme. Working on healing and severing any genetic trauma you might be holding. Cutting the ties with those negative vibrations or negative thoughts, especially memories from the past that just need to be simply acknowledged, forgiven, so that they can be healed. Having the clearness of mind and letting go of any excess or overdoing it, especially any sort of self-soothing tendencies that tend to be destructive, like overindulgence or addictive behaviors, is something that we're being asked to let go. And you'll notice that as we progress through these crystals, the vibration gets higher and higher, meaning that as we're being asked to cleanse and clear, create better energetic boundaries, let go of the past, to heal the past, bring balance to our mind by letting go of any extreme behavior, and allow ourselves to feel our divine cosmic origin and open up to that which we don't know, so that we can fully receive our divine soul mission. We carry it within us, but unless we can open up that it's actually there, it kind of eludes us until we recognize that maybe there is one there. And as soon as we do, it starts to unlock for us. So if we look at the journey the crystals lay out, it just keeps stepping you up in vibration, which means 2023 is also going to do this for you. So if you like this information, give me a like, give me a comment, share it, tell other people about it. It really helps with this weird YouTube algorithm. I think that the big change YouTube made is about how people respond. So the more people respond to the channel, the better it has a chance of getting out there and getting seen, and I can continue to make content like this for you. So let me know, what crystal did you get? Did the message resonate for you? And do you already have that crystal at home? I have some of them. Now I want to get some flint, so that's going to be my next task, is try to find some flint. Until next time, sending you so much love, and I will see you next time in 2023. Mwah. Thank you for watching. Subscribe now and hit the notification bell so that you know the next time I release a new video. Until then, stay magical. Hi, my name is Therese Tucker, and I want to welcome you to Mercury Pod Coaching. I created this group coaching program to help you move out of procrastination and into traction towards your big goals. I know how it feels to dream really big and then all of a sudden find yourself sitting there spinning in place, not getting anywhere closer to your goal. It can be really easy to get caught up in feeling flustered and confused and not know what action to take, and so you completely stop taking any action at all. If this sounds familiar to you, then there's a good chance that you've got some mindset blocks in the way that are preventing you from taking actions right now that can get you closer to your big dream and create real change in your life. Here's what you need. You need someone who can see those mindset blocks and help you get out of indecision, move into inspired action, and do it quickly. And that's where I come in. So what is the Mercury Coaching Pod? It is a 30-day coaching program where you will have weekly coaching calls live with me to help you implement your plans and take action now. In this group coaching program, you will also get one private session with me where we can completely deep dive into what it is you're trying to create, and I can help you create the action tasks that you're going to need to complete in 30 days to get ahead. If you're ready to jumpstart your goals and get going right now, then you are the perfect person for this pod coaching program. So if you're interested, hit the Get Access button below. And of course, I look forward to seeing you in the Mercury Pod Coaching Program. All my love. Mwah.